Abuse of any form is a red flag to note while in a relationship. It is an indication of impending danger ahead in the relationship. Abuse could be physical or verbal or even sexual. When your partner begins to insult you, it is time to consider leaving that relationship. Do not wait for a second longer to find out what else might come your way in that relationship. If your partner verbally abuses you, it shows they are highly truculent, and that is not the kind of person you should be in a relationship with. Even if you're arguing with your partner, there should be no room for hurtful words. You should be able to argue without hurting each other's feelings with words. If in the course of arguing, you probably might not even be arguing. But if for any reason your partner ends up throwing insults or hurtful words at you, you should not wait any longer for those to go beyond control and find your way out of the relationship. Physical abuse is also not excusable. For no reason should your partner physically abuse you. If they do, that relationship should end right away. If your partner hurts you physically and you remain in the relationship, trust me, you might not get out of the relationship alive. So once you notice that your partner physically abuses you, leave immediately. For no reason should you condone sexual abuse in your relationship. Just because you are in a relationship does not mean you do not have a right to say no to your partner. You own your body, and only you decide what to do and what not to do with it. When you say no, it means no. But if your partner does not understand this, then you should consider leaving the relationship. If you don't want to have sex, then don't do it. If your partner is coercing you in any way, it's time to call it quits. History has shown how many people in a relationship have been assaulted by their so-called spouse and lover who kept abusing them verbally. You have the right to say no when you notice your partner begin to abuse you in any way, either physically, verbally, or sexually. It is called a relationship and not a marriage. It is the right time to choose who to submit to and accept into your life, because unlike a relationship, marriage, when entered, cannot be reversed. When a partner has the freedom of expression to raise their voice at you, especially for the lady all the time, it is a big issue, and you act immediately and not assume that they just made a mistake. Once can be a mistake, but twice and a third time is a habit. It is better to run for your life at the moment than to continue a life of assault that will bring bitterness and sadness to your relationship. It is also important to take caution if your partner has angry outbursts. Having frequent angry outbursts tells you that your partner cannot regulate or control their emotions and behaviors. The dangerous thing is that you can never tell how far their tantrums or outbursts can go. Regardless of what caused the misunderstanding or fight, a fit of violence and anger cannot be proved reasonably. If your partner has a bad and uncontrollable temper, sooner or later, they will verbally or physically abuse you. Communication is the foundation of a relationship. So if there is poor communication in your relationship, then there is a problem. If you cannot communicate openly and healthily with your partner, you are going to run into problems in that relationship. A healthy relationship creates a safe environment for both partners to talk openly and freely about emotions without fear of being judged or criticized. If your partner turns to blaming or expressing emotions aggressively, they are exhibiting ineffective communication. Having poor communication or lack of healthy open communication will lead to a lack of trust, and that is a red flag in a relationship. Open and healthy communication builds trust in a relationship. Therefore, if there is poor communication, there will be no trust. You cannot be friends with a person without trusting them. So the idea of being in a romantic relationship with a person you do not trust is unimaginable. Without trust, there is no relationship. Lack of trust in your relationship is a major red flag. If you do not believe the things your partner tells you, or are always suspecting their motives and whereabouts, there is something majorly wrong. You cannot spend your life continually on patrol. That is just exhausting and tiring. Sometimes a lack of trust could be because of the person's actions. Maybe they cheated on you, or you discover that there is no truth in all that they say. And other times, you just feel in your gut that you cannot trust this person. You might not even be able to identify the reason. You just do not feel like you can trust this person. Either way, it is a big red flag and major sign that your relationship is not going to last. Continuing with a relationship where you do not trust your partner is just setting yourself up for a life where you will always feel paranoid and insecure. If you cannot identify the reason for your trust issues, you should listen to your gut. Your intuition will not lie or deceive you. Your gut instincts can be incredibly powerful. Trust is compulsory in a relationship, and there is no other way around it. If you find yourself skeptical, doubtful, or fearful of your partner's deeds, you need to address the issue. If things do not get better, you might find yourself in a bottomless pit of worry and confusion. Relationships cannot be boring and frustrating when there is no communication and trust among partners. This is one of the red flags you should notice while in a relationship, because when these red flags begin to show, even in the little things, you should take steps immediately. Do not say that they did not mean. When your partner keeps hiding things and being secretive at the stage of a relationship, it is a sign that the relationship will bring you pain and agony, because relationships where the partner cannot trust in you and give you their trust enough to tell you what is bothering them can be suspicious and dangerous. When it comes to relationships, virtues are interactive. When your partner does to you is what you will do to them, even if you do not have the kind of attitude where you do not trust your partner. The more they keep exhibiting that kind of attitude, you will be affected by it emotionally, and no more trust in them again, or ever trust in anyone in life again. This is a red flag, and when it begins to show in a relationship, you should be cautious about it and run from that kind of relationship. In a good, healthy relationship, you feel at ease. You feel safe. You feel secure. You do not feel constantly panicked and on edge, always anticipating the proverbial other shoe to drop. Studies have shown as jealousy in a relationship increases, the relationship quality decreases, showing that jealousy destroys romantic relationships. If your partner is excessively jealous, this will lead to controlling behavior. For instance, they might feel jealous when you have a social life outside of your relationship. A jealous partner may also choke you with excessive calls or texts and try to control what you do. Your partner's attempt to control will start subtly, but eventually increase in severity and make you feel as though nothing you ever do is good enough. If you find yourself feeling suffocated or consistently changing your behavior to pacify your jealousy, it could be a sign of a bigger problem to come. Consistent and excessive jealousy, such as your partner making you feel guilty of having other relationships outside of your relationship with them, including ones with family and friends. Such actions make it particularly difficult to build trust. When excessive jealousy crawls into a romantic relationship, it can lead to controlling strategies to claim dominance. Excessive jealousy is a red flag that should not be ignored because it can lead to an abusive and controlling relationship. There is nothing nice about your partner caring so much about you to the point that they are jealous of your family or friends. That is a red flag. It is one thing for your partner to be desirous of your close-knit friendships. It is another for them to control who you can and cannot spend time with. If your partner tries to control your relationships with others, such a relationship is not healthy. Controlling behavior can also extend to your partner telling you where or when you can go somewhere or how you can spend your money. This has made many be in bondage to their spouse and kept them in captivity in a relationship. It is one dangerous thing that makes the whole relationship a disaster. In conclusion, when you notice any red flag in your relationship, run and do not walk to leave before things get out of hand. Leave once you notice that the relationship is becoming toxic.